I really hope that you enjoyed the tour of this property, but have you ever wondered how you could pay for this property? Well, I'm going to tell you how. Today I have Jack Cameron from the Mortgage Center. Jack, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what it is that you do, and let's just hear from you.
No, I've been with the Mortgage Center now for the last 15 years, so I've came from a bank background and where I did a lot of financial planning and mortgage business then. So I'm using all that experience when I sit down with the client.
So what's the difference between a mortgage broker and someone going to the bank? Why should we go to you, Jack Cameron?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Mortgage broker basically sits down with the client and goes through the entire financial plan, understanding their budget, their financial liabilities and things like that. Then we customize their budget to match it to the mortgage that we're going to put in place.
So I always hear these buzzwords. So can you help me? Like, what's the difference between pre-approval and pre-qualify? Like, what is it that you do?
Well, the pre-approval is one extra step where we actually access the client's credit report and understand what basically their credit score and their current assets that they have and things like that. And then we set the plan in place with them.
So for a property, let's say such as this, that anywhere between a mortgage of $300 to $330, can you give us a broad range of what a mortgage payment could cost if someone wanted to purchase this house?
Sure, yeah, no, the rate's being so low today, around 2.59, and
oh wow.
So the financing on a place like this probably would be around about $1,250 plus your property taxes. So you're looking at a budget around $1,500.
So when you work with someone, how long does that mortgage rate last for?
Yeah, so our pre-approvals are good for 4 months at a time, so
wow.
4-month rate hold. But not just one lender, we can do it up to 4 or 5 different lenders, so lots of choice and options with the clients.
If you're going to shop my stuff out to 4 different lenders, is my credit history or my credit score going to be damaged at all if you're doing that?
Not through the broker channel. It's only one inquiry on your credit history, and that's big difference. So one inquiry and one application and access to about 25 different lenders.
Wow, that's quite something. Who typically do you work with for the lender?
We deal with the chartered banks, and we also deal with non-chartered banks, which actually have preferred rates. So having those preferred rates gives some special financing for your clients.
So does that mean that you can get a better rate, say, than someone who works at a bank?
Yeah, most times we do.
Are you kidding me?
It's not always about rate, though. It's about options. So I like to go over the budget with the client and make sure that the rate, the product, and the advice is all important with the client.
Can you give me an example of an option?
Option?
Yeah, like so if I'm coming to you as a buyer and you have this great rate, and so you said you have different options that, let's say, more so differently than a bank, what could that option be?
Well, certainly we look at the clients whether they want to go fixed or they want to go variable. Do they want an open mortgage or a closed mortgage or a line of credit? So we really have to ask more questions with the client to figure out what they want.
So you really get in there and you understand your client, exactly what they need.
Yeah, and that's where my experience comes from, being in the bank and the years of experience, and we put that into motion.
I can attest to that because Jack Cameron was my mortgage broker. I had to get that in there for you.
Yeah, why not?
Is there anything that you can tell the buyers who are, considering buying a house today? Is there any tips that you can give them?
Yeah, get in and get pre-approved early, being the rates are so low. So sit down and get organized with us, and so we can get a plan in place.
If people want to get in touch with you, Jack, how can they do that?
Yeah, direct line 223-5225 or my email, jack@thewayhome.ca.
Now, what's your website address as well?
It's thewayhome.ca.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jack, for coming and joining us today.